Hi YouTube family, how is everybody? Thank you for being here today. I'm Darlene and I'm going to start your reading Toot Sweet. Going to get a little business out of the way while I shuffle. And that's it. Okay, I have a young man coming through today and I'm sorry I'm distracted because I'm getting downloads about that while I'm shuffling, so forgive me. Business. Thank y'all for being here, hitting that subscribe button. I don't know who I'm going to be reading for. It could be your family member. And wow, they are really talkative today, y'all. Excuse me. Thank you. Let me stop there. Thank you guys for being here and clicking, making comments, hitting that like button, all that good stuff helps my channel grow, and I am new here on YouTube, so it's very, very appreciated. Also, I am gearing up to do a live, so I want y'all to be thinking about that, and I don't know when it's going to be yet. I'm conflicted because I want it to be in a good time to launch something astrologically. But we've got all these planets going retrograde, so I might, even though it's more convenient, I know typically to do it on the weekends, I might even do it this week because there's a new moon. I don't know. I'm waiting to be inspired about that. But be that as it may, I would love y'all to join me because I want people to ask questions about, things related to what I do. And I also have a 35-year background in teaching, 25 years of teaching meditation, 35 years practicing meditation. And I also had a private practice doing that and alternative healing and energy work and all that kind of thing. So I've got a pretty good background and I would like to be able to, help you guys out and answer questions about any and all of that kind of stuff. And, maybe do a little read for those of you that show up. So look out for that. I don't know how I'll make that announcement. I might just show up. If you're subscribed, it'll show up, I guess, in your feed that I'm doing a live or about to do a live. I guess, yeah, I'll do a premiere or something. I don't know how that works. I got to look into that. Anyway, enough of your time wasted. Today, I have a young man coming through. Young man, boy, really. He was somewhere between 8 and 10. I'm feeling like 9, 10-ish. 10-ish is feeling about right for me, for his age. Just a sweetheart of a young man. And he's showing me his passing. Well, not his actual passing, but leading up to his passing. He was sick for a while with, I'm going to say cancer, but it specifically actually heard leukemia, so something like that. And because and he's showing me when he was sick, he was in the hospital a good bit, and this looks to me like a children's hospital. It could have even been specifically St. Jude's, but some kind of special facility is what I'm feeling. So there's some messages, he has several messages coming through. So he's bringing this through to the family, mother and dad and younger sibling. I believe this was a young boy that was his younger sibling. So he's showing me a lot. That's why when they give me this information, it comes so fast sometimes I kind of need to stop and slow it down and ask my team over here to slow it down so I can capture it all. So let me just kind of get all this out. He was very, in his heart anyway, he was very close to this younger sibling, and he was very nurturing. You know how some kids, they just kind of resent when that younger kid comes along, and they can be little stinkers. For those of you that have multiple kids, and of course that's not always the case, but it could be, but he wasn't like that at all. He was just very sweet and nurturing and a good big brother. Excuse me. He's showing me a scene. Sorry, I felt like I was about to sneeze. Well, he's standing beside the little brother. and the little brother is riding or about to ride something. I don't know if this was a tricycle or some kind of little bike or some kind of little scooter or something like that, but he was like teaching him how to do it, you know, from a 10-year-old's perspective, of course. And I see the parents kind of standing by watching. And I don't know if you said this to each other or it was just something that you were thinking about the young man that's passed. What a big little man he is. Yes, what a big little man he is. And that he was just always more mature than kids his age would typically be. Just very mature and, well, not even mature. I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't a kid, but just, I think he was an old soul. And I know that's such a trite thing to say these days, but no, it's a thing. And he just, I think, knew on some level that his time here was, thank you. They're saying, yes, 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 you got it. He knew when he came in here that his time was going to be limited. And so he just didn't want to waste any time, like, well, typical waste of energy stuff like bickering and things that most kids, you know, it's just what we all do. But somewhere deep inside of him, even though this wasn't conscious, he knew. And so he wanted to make the time count with the people that he loved, which obviously was his family. Again, I'm trying to remember all this to get it out. He's also telling me that, you know, you as a family, your mother and father especially, were very devoted to him. And I don't think you had a lot of money. So there's, okay, y'all, please slow it down. I'm sorry, slow it down over there. Two things. One, worried about, you know, as any good parent would. This was not obsessive. It was just what a good parent would have been concerned about, because you had to work. You couldn't be with him 24/7. And you wondered if the care he was getting in the hospital was good enough. And so he's telling me, absolutely yes. He said, you wouldn't believe how good those people treated me. And again, I get the feeling of this was a children's hospital where they were used to caring for kids and went that extra mile and did things specifically for kids that, you know, you wouldn't get that kind of special attention in an adult situation hospital predominantly. And so he's saying, yes, 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 they took great care of me. And he said they did things to, you know, simple things, and they would do, he's showing me them coming in and doing things like, you know, the balloon animal things, and I don't know, all sorts of things that, like that. Also, so he wants to alleviate your concerns about that. He said he got excellent care. He never give that a second thought. He was very well taken care of. Oh, don't tell me I lost that. All right. Also, he's saying he thanks you for reading him books even when he wasn't really listening or wasn't able. I don't know if he was just drifting in it. I think it was kind of drifting in and out when he was very, very sick, kind of sort of sleeping, not sleeping, waking up, going back, you know. But you brought him his favorite books and you read to him. And he's saying thank you for that. And then I'm seeing the dad showing up with like a video game for him to play. And he wants to thank you for that, because he says, I might not have known as a child, but I know now, you didn't really have the money for that. You didn't have the money to buy that, but you did. And he wants to thank you very, very, very much for doing that for him. He said, I know y'all made a lot of sacrifices. And he said, oh, I'm getting choked up, y'all. Ooh, ooh. Sorry. It's a big deal to lose a child, you know, and I just have to swim in this energy. Glad I wore waterproof mascara today. Anyway, it's just the sweetness of this family is overwhelming in a good way. All right, y'all, give me a minute. Okay. You know how some families, when there's a tragedy or a life challenge like this was, you know, the family gets pulled apart and you start going at each other's throats, metaphorically speaking, and arguing, and you know, it's just so much stress, and it typically it can pull people apart. But that's not the case in your family. He's showing me that it brought you all closer together. You were determined to be there for each other, especially him, but each other in this circumstance. Special thanks to Gran. Okay, so this feels to me like a grandmother, and that's interesting because here in the United States we don't typically call our grandparents grand. It's usually grandma, grandpa, you know. That's more of, to me, as a reader, that's more of a British term or English term, gran. So if that means something, then apply it, and if it doesn't, no worries. Apparently Gran came and spent time with him. In particular, when y'all were at work, maybe Gran came and spent time with him in the hospital, and she read to him also. Maybe she was the one that read to him. He didn't get specific about that initially, I don't think. But anyway, he's also showing me there was a doctor, whoever his primary, there were several doctors. There was a doctor on his team, and I want to say primary doctor, but anyway, it doesn't matter. There was one of the doctors that cared for him. You didn't know this as the family, but he's showing me, or he's saying, when he passed, that doctor cried. That, you know, doctors are tough and all that, but they're also human. And I'm swimming in the energy again. Hang on. Oh, that this doctor really cared, and he felt the sweetness of this child, and just, you know, crept into the heart as it will do. And he's just showing me that. And so he said, another affirmation for you, that he was so well cared for and that people genuinely cared. Okay. Whew. Lordy. All right, let me get my old self together here. Anything else? Let's see. There was something earlier, because I got a lot of this before I turned on the camera, and I'm losing it. Maybe it'll come out with the cards. I think it was something to do with the sibling. Give me a second, y'all. It was something about him, the sibling, looking up to the big brother, and he said even at 10 he realized that he had an impact on this younger child. And he's saying, because you'd been together before, you knew each other, you were together in a previous lifetime, is essentially what he's saying. And so he's, oh, I know what it was. Okay, I got it. Because the younger child is now worried that and you as parents may not know this, so he's bringing this through as a concern to share with you. The younger child is worried that he might catch this thing that the brother had, that he might also get sick like that, because, you know, he has enough understanding to realize that when you get sick, sometimes other people get sick too. And so he's bringing that through, that I don't think you as parents know that that's a concern with this younger child, and maybe it's something you could talk to him about. But he's also bringing through the assurance that that will not happen to this other child. So Spirit is very clear that will not happen to the younger child, that this older child came through, had his own mission here, whatever that was, and this, whatever this illness is, will not happen to the other child. Okay, I'm so glad I remembered that. That was important. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see what these cards have to say. Be sure I got them right side up. Let me see here, and I know you can't see them, but I will show them to you. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to put my glasses on. Hang on one second here. Oh, there you are. All right, let's see here. So for those of you who don't know, I never know with these cards. Sometimes it's a message more about the story, about the person that passed. Sometimes it's more directed at you, the viewer, what's going on in your life, and I never know. But so it takes me a minute to tune into this, and it's just telling more of the story. Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. So while it seemed like an ending, and it was clearly for this child in his life at such a young age, which of course doesn't seem fair to parents. I know that's right. But it at the same time, it was an exciting new adventure for him once he crossed over. Now he's back home on the other side, living you know, a good life there, as souls do, until it's time for them to come back again. And he's saying, so it was a little bit of, okay, I'm hearing the word hocus pocus, a little bit of hocus pocus, magician card. He realizes that, but there is a bigger picture here. And so the point is, you know, we're very limited by the life and challenges that we have here in this 3D experiences, and it's so very easy, and most of us lose sight of a bigger picture. And so if you get back up and get that bigger picture view from Spirit's perspective, you know, we come in and out of life, my belief, because I believe in reincarnation, and we never know when we're in the 3D, particularly, what that purpose is. I mean, I think we do when we come in, but once we get here, we lose it. And so he's saying, yes, it's kind of reiterating the story. Yes, it was a difficult thing to lose a child, but he had a purpose, and it was whatever that was. He's not being specific about what that was. But part of it was to glue this family together, that they're, pardon me, so sorry. There either was or would have been some kind of a, what's the word I want to use? Deception, or cheating, or stealing, or some kind of thing that would have come as a divisive incident into your family. And because you were so focused on caring for him, and you know, it somehow diverted the course of your family and prevented this from happening. So that he's saying that was a little bit of spirits hocus pocus to create something, kind of divert that train off the tracks, so to speak. And it gave a lot of people, they're saying a lot of people, not, I started to say you, but no, they stopped me. No, a lot of people, a different perspective. So whatever your peripheral family is, sorry, my nose is itching. You know, people that were watching, people on the outside, could have, obviously close family, but could have been, you know, just people at your work or people that knew you were going through this. That affected these people in ways that you don't know. You probably will never know. And the thing that people were affected by was how you stuck together. You know, it's a classic, beautiful example of how a family that you don't have to have money to love each other and have happiness in this life, okay? Or rather, to have happiness in this life. But, you know, love is enough. I know it doesn't put groceries on the table, but without that, all of the rest is empty. So they're saying people were just so impacted in a beautiful way by the love that you shared in this situation, as I said earlier, as opposed to being torn apart by it. That you held tight to each other throughout this whole situation. You supported each other. You held each other physically in your arms. You know, it was a, as these things go, as beautiful an experience as it could be, full of love, full of love. And yes, there was a lot of sleepless nights and worrying about, you know, how you were going to get through it. I think money was an issue, but they're saying, yeah, this is interesting. Hang on one second. And this is just backing up the message, and I'm sorry I'm getting emotional again. Ooh, crikey, that doesn't happen often. I've been doing this a while. You'd think it wouldn't happen, but it still does. Okay, this is just reiterating basically what I've been saying, that in the beginning, it was really, really hard, and there was a lot of anxiety and stress over this situation, and you didn't know how you were going to get through it. You didn't know, you know, what it was going to look like and how you financially, and all the ins and outs of the day-to-day, and how you were going to keep your jobs and take care of him and all this stuff. And it was a heartbreaker. My God, who wouldn't be heartbroken to find out this was going to happen to you, or this was going on with your child? But the glue that held it all together was the love that you had for each other. This is the Ten of Pentacles, but this in my mind is even better than the Ten of Cups in the Tarot, because this is solid, this is foundation, this is earthly. It's not just money, it's love, it's happy home, happy family, coming together, union, supporting each other, solid foundation. And so it's like he's saying, you could, I mean, look at the picture, look at this person on the card. Yeah, there was this, and yeah, there was this. But what held it all together was this solid foundation that you had as a family, because there was love there, and there was also very, very good communication there. And so there was a gift that can't, oh God, this just, I'm going to cry yet. So as hard as it is to see when you're in the middle of all this, hopefully now you can see, or at least other people around you certainly saw this, what a gift this was. This was a gift, a divine gift, even though it was a horrible tower moment, and it, you know, a tower means when things are blown up, but it ultimately means they weren't strong in the beginning. Well, I don't think that's the case here. I think this is saying that this was a tower moment in all of your lives, in your family, the life of your family. And you had to heal from it. You've taken a long time to heal from it. I don't want to go. I mean, it just took a lot of strength. Took a lot of strength. And there were a lot of things behind the scenes. I think you had faith. I think you were a family of deep faith. And your intuition too. And I think you really used your intuition to say to yourselves and each other, you know, you didn't care what the world was telling you about it. This was something you all had to get through as a family, and you had to support each other. And you didn't have to. That was a choice you made. Let me make that distinction. It was a choice you made to be a strong, loving family in the face of what you were dealing with this young man. Ooh, all right. That's let me see if there's anything else here. It's a very oddly specific message. So y'all, I just deliver the mail here. He's saying, thank you, Gran, for... There was something, it was a dish, a cooked thing that he wanted, like, it was very odd. I don't know, something like turtle soup or something, whatever it was, that he never would have tried, didn't want to try. But part of him didn't want to try, but part of him went in, icky, but part of him wanted to try because he's curious. And Gran got him to try this thing. And so that's a very specific memory, whatever that is. I hope you'll share that with Gran. Finally coaxed him into it, and he was very, very glad. And so he's just bringing that up so you'll know this is him, and he's acknowledging you in that memory. Okay, anything else? Wow, family pets have been coming through strong this week. But yeah, they're something, what is it about the pet? Did somebody? Well, I'm seeing a dog and a bird. Okay, dog and a bird. So I don't know who had the dog, who had the bird. And something in a glass cage. I think that was a short-lived adventure. Whatever that was. You parents out there will know. Okay, y'all, that's it. That's all I'm getting. And they're pulling their energy back over there. But thank you all for being here again. If you made it this far, this was a little bit longer reading today, but a lot of energy coming through. Let me know, drop a comment for me. Let me know if you'd like to tune in on this live that I'm doing and what you'd like me to talk about, what you'd like to see in the future. I'm open to ideas. Just let me know that. I very, very much appreciate that. And hit that like button on the way out. And if you like this kind of content, like as I said, please subscribe. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Many blessings. Take care. Bye.